What's going on, people? It's Achilles, man. We're back. Fortnite here. Just another Friday night at the house, chilling. Man, you're trying to go steamy? That guy was an idiot with love. I don't 100% know if I can still stream. Well, I mean, I'm gonna try to. I'm still thinking about some of this stuff that's coming out, like news-wise. About like anchors and stuff having like sexual harassment, or you know, CEO stuff having sexual allegations against them. And you know, majority of this stuff has been settled out of court. I don't want to get lawyers and stuff involved, or it already is, just as a public record. That not make sense. You know what? I might fare well just playing solos right now. In fact, that's what I'm finna do. I might just play solos in this stream, I guess. I know a lot of people are talking about the coronavirus, how the numbers and hospitalization rate is going up. It's not a surprise, but at the same time, like, for like matters, a lot of people are saying, you know, this stuff is, I don't know, just certain people, like the platforms and certain stuff they be getting on or elevated on, it just don't make no sense. Like, if I'm a conspiracy theorist and I have my own website or something like that, people are talking about, oh, this platform is banning, you know, I'm leaving this platform, or you know, controversial talk hosts and stuff like that talking about the censorship, or you know, some of the stuff they made or said is outlandish, and you know, they've been banned off of, you know, 7 of the biggest, you know, platforms like Facebook. You know, people talking about boycott Facebook and stuff like that. Or you're trying to go and sue, you know, all these different platforms. You can't really sue Facebook. I mean, you can, but you know, you're not going to be successful. You don't have to use it. That should not be 120. But in all honesty, I don't think you should have to pay a certain amount of money for certain stuff. Like, if we have to be completely honest, like you're paying money for not even premium stuff. Like, let me think of something that's premium. And you know, you want to keep on upgrading, or sites and stuff once you keep on upgrading, like YouTube Premium, Spotify Premium. Speaking of Spotify Premium, I think they charge me more money than what I'm supposed to be thinking. I done got on the college student stuff because I still am in college. Gotta stay on. Check my bank account. You're taking $11 out there, 1071. Yeah, you keep on doing that. Gotta get a smooth cancel. You don't keep on playing with me like that because I'm supposed to give you money. No, sir. No, sir. I'm not even trying to get over. Like, I'm actually being serious. Like, I'm actually trying to do something positive. Why would they put a gun up there, man? I wasn't even paying attention. I got shot, so. Hey, man. This new Fortnite season, I'm not really that much of a big fan of it just because it's just, like, that guy just lasered me and then he got, I mean, it is what it is. Like, you know, I can't expect nothing. And people said this game is good. Objectively, I mean, it's not as good as other seasons. My problem with games now is that a lot of people are trying to go professional or they're trying to get to the next level. You can't criticize games. Like, I think it was somebody, I think it was Skunk that said that Modern Warfare was trash and he got sued or he had to pay a fine, something like that. Modern Warfare is trash. It's unplayable. Now the game that I got into recently that I think is halfway decent is Modern Warfare. That game was halfway decent. But as far as like, you know, you're paying money for certain stuff, bruh, nah. Modern Warfare is terrible. While that's, you know, you're not even really treating your employees and stuff right, and then you see all them job openings. Terrible game. I mean, I wouldn't want to pay $60. I know a whole lot of people are bashing The Last of Us because of the ending. The disgruntled employee said some stuff. I'm not sure 100% his leaks are right, but he got the majority of it right. I don't think it's going to get Game of the Year just because there's already too much. It's an L. Once people know so much about a game, you know, you really limit your market and stuff like that. Movies and stuff are supposed to be open again. Like, at that point, nah. The luxury to go to a movie isn't even enjoyable. Like, it's an L. Like, people talking about not being able to go to the bars and stuff like that, or, you know, that stuff, like, no. The biggest thing that I'm a fan of, it's almost no point to, you know, have people working all day, but I know why companies and stuff want to do that. Have people work actually physically at their location so they can micromanage people and make them do work for less money. If I want a certain deadline due in a certain amount of time, you know, and I want to report about, you know, a financial analyst projection, something like that, someone could say before, oh, I want it right now, or something like that, or I want it done by the end of this, by the afternoon. You had to do it, but this time go around, you don't have to do all that. I mean, that's interesting, but the workload is like taking off people, but I'm not 100% sure that's exactly the case. Cause like, I mean, you think about it, all these companies and stuff, I'm not 100% sure people want to be dealing with some of these companies. Like, you have to think about it. Some of these jobs and stuff is cool, but like you don't really have a work-life balance. And then school too, I feel like that's some of the things too. Like high school, not really good amount of work-life balance. It's just like you just going to school. But I mean, what else would you be doing? But at the same time, if you give somebody busy work, you're not teaching, you're not doing your job. I mean, I really have no sympathy. To me, sometimes it's like boo-hoo sad story. Like, I mean, I think I'm a pretty fair person, but at the same time, I mean, you know, I feel like there's always going to be discrepancies and stuff between, like, you know, how things go and your actual, like, you know, your day-to-day stuff. Like, if I know 9 times out of 10 that, you know, a business and stuff's not doing right, or a school system's not doing right, you keep on cutting the budget cuts and stuff like that. You keep on getting standardized testing. It's actually pretty bad. Standardized testing doesn't work. The reason why it won't work is because you think about it. Yep. Oh my god, the bloom is terrible in this game, bro. Aim right at the dude and I lag. But I think the worst. Oh my god. Nobody asked to play no Team Rumble, bro. The worst thing I can think about, like, businesses and companies and stuff, but they trying to pass off certain stuff to consumers, like, we're losing money. I mean, the deals and promotions that people are making, obviously they're losing money, but at the same time, you just want butts in the seats. Like, if you're a restaurant, why would it matter that much to you that, you know, you're losing a few dollars here? I understand, you know, you're not operating at full capacity and certain stuff like that. You know, you're not gonna, your bottom line is harmed, but like 100% trying to sell people on certain stuff, like, nah. Like, there's this place I go and, like, it has a good deal. It's $5 burgers. It's really $5, but you have to pay, like, to dress the burger up. It's pretty good. It's like, it's almost like a double cheeseburger patty melt on a brioche bun. It's pretty decent. It's like a homemade bun. It's really good though. $5, fries, get something to drink. It's not expensive. But that place, I realized they're probably not opening back up. They have another restaurant. It's managed by like some type of hospitality group or just some got like their own upscale version of it, and the burger's like $12. I'm like, nah. Burger, like, I mean, I know a whole lot of people are talking about they shouldn't have to wear a mask. You know, they should be able to choose whether they live or die. I mean,
but you can't choose whether or not you infect somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just really can't even go back and forth with some people. You just gotta let it be, bro. But sometimes, like, I don't know, man. People, and then once somebody got their mind made up about something, not even saying it's 100% right, you know, you know, you gotta let people learn by their own etiquette, you know? That's the word. We're not using any harsh language here. But like paying a lot of money for certain stuff like foods, or people talking about they can't go to a store because stores are requiring that everybody have a mask. There even be people like getting really mad, especially like now I went to like a beauty supply store. This guy was so tight about wearing a mask. It don't 100% protect you from the coronavirus. Well, I don't 100% protect you from the coronavirus. You have a good chance at easily getting over something that is spread by respiratory droplets and certain stuff like that. You know, the thing about it, you know, breathing in the certain air and stuff like that. If someone is sneezing and stuff like that, you know, at a restaurant and stuff like that, and it's happening to breathe and stuff like that, you're in the same space, of course you're going to get sick. It's not a rocket science, but at the same time, people say certain stuff isn't deep, but I think certain stuff is at a point where, I mean, it don't have to be deep. People just choose and listen to whatever, I guess, logical fallacies and certain stuff they got going on. How? Man, the attack is so bad. Please come and get me, bro. Man, these dudes is garbage. That's the guy who killed me, man. Paying full price for certain stuff, bro, it's like, it don't make that much sense. Like, I know I shouldn't go on there. But seriously, like, a lot of people talk about these sports stuff needs to come back. The sports stuff really don't need to come back. Logistically and infrastructurally, you don't even have the costs and certain stuff to even justify even a remote with a fraction of the costs like incurred. You don't have that many tests available. You don't even have the infrastructure for hospital beds. You don't even have the infrastructure to even with the test drive stuff for the coronavirus, the testing. You got misinformation and people doing certain stuff that don't make no sense. You know, the contact tracing thing to me is a little bit faulty just because it's not even really that it's even faulty. It's just the people who not even really even taking it serious is the problem I got with it. People could be in contact or going to, like, you know, I would say hot spots like that, and then, you know, they don't have the access to the testing. And then again, you got some people say that they, you know, feel good. You know, they may not even know that they got the coronavirus. They may not have any symptoms or nothing like that. Have I been COVID tested? Yeah, I don't got it. So I wash my hands. I know my my sister be annoyed how many times I wash my hands and use hand sanitizer. But paying more money for certain stuff, like, or, you know, a whole lot of people talking about wealth disparities and certain stuff. Not saying that stuff isn't valid, but you know, I mean, you can work hard, but you know, certain stuff just not going to pay well. And you know, I try to be fair, but I mean, it's just certain stuff just doesn't pay well. Like I know, like someone said that $40,000 a year is a decent amount of money a year. I mean, it is. I'm not going to deny it, but at the same time, like you got like 4 kids. That means you're pretty much living off less than what, $10,000 a year, and that's pretty bad. It's pretty abysmal. And you know, raising a child and stuff is not even cheap. So hey, I guess that comes with the territory. But I mean, a whole lot of people, you know, it is what it is. You know, if you get pregnant and certain stuff like that, it's pretty much a dub. But I'm still thinking about, like, paying more for a product does not mean that it's good. And I mean, I feel like a lot of people know that, but it don't really register with a lot of people. Yes, you can pay, you know, X amount of dollars for certain stuff, but think about it. If you can't even stretch your dollar, like, it makes no sense to buy certain stuff. Like, it makes no sense for me to go and buy, you know, someone talking about, like, you know, you buy a presidential Rolex. You know, a presidential Rolex is $20,000. That's not even including tax. And then tax varies, too. So, you may have a tax for food. Like, food in North Carolina is like, what, 7.25%. And then for electronics, it's a whole complete different ball game. So, I mean, think about it. I mean, I don't really spend time about talking about like money or certain stuff like that, or talking about, you know, certain stuff, because I mean, it's really not doing anything for me. Like, I don't spend time talking about like $1 million and stuff like that. What would you do if you had $1 million? Like, I mean, a lot of that stuff is more practical, and you know, to me, it's really stupid to, you know, be projecting certain stuff or talking about certain stuff you're not even really working or towards your goals and certain stuff. And it's more if I want to sit up here and talk about hours about, you know, why is this, or try to build my philosophical stuff. But another brings you to my another point. I don't get why people are like the student activism. I'm not saying it's not even valid, but some of this stuff you have to question some of the purposes of why I feel like activism, especially student activism, some of these people are communists. They want to have their own TED Talk the majority of the time and stuff like that, or project all these little, I would say, kind of grandiose ideas and stuff like that. But we're talking about government, how certain stuff, you need to do all this stuff, but I mean, you think about it. They want to have their own TED Talk and talk about how, you know, capitalism is bad, but like they basically, they hope that there's some type of form of like new way to come out. I can't even 100% say, okay, there's a llama, we'll go and get that real quick. There's going to be some type of new wave of politics or something like that. How it's going to be like communism in a way of where everybody has the opportunity. Everybody gets paid the same or the same type of thing going on. And they want to be critical of the government. What they don't realize, you won't have freedom of speech or nothing like that. So all that stuff you tooting about is just not. It don't make sense at the end. At the end of the day, it don't make sense, bro. Make up your mind. You can have what you call it. But like honestly, paying more for items and certain stuff when you don't have like even the stuff people talking about, the average family can't afford certain stuff right now. I mean, do you feel sorry for that? Or should you feel sorry for like the companies and stuff saying that, oh yeah, it's a tough time, we're not making money? I mean, you were making money. The question is, did you have a lot of money coming out than you did in, like, especially in these promos? Like, a lot of these restaurants are saying that, especially when I went in there, they was talking about, we hope to bring some of these, 2 meats for like $15 back. Like, I mean, for what it is, the meat and stuff that you get is pretty much bare minimum. I mean, the food, the salmon and stuff like that is good, but salmon is kind of expensive, relatively speaking, but at the same time, it's only a small piece of salmon. Maybe the labor cost is really was kind of getting them, but at the same time, like, businesses and stuff, they really are on their, like, edge. Like, they want to talk about all this different stuff, but at the same time, we're making money. Statement of cash flows, all this type of money coming in. Get your common stock at excess of par and stuff like that. These CEOs getting that. Common capital, all these different stuff, contra accounts. I mean, I paid attention in accounting. I just don't like it. If anybody talking about their goal in life is work at a accounting firm, bless them, because you have to be 97% correct. That type of stuff, especially like, you think you like math, you think you like numbers, yeah. Until a point you get into all these difficult level courses, you're not gonna like it as much. I mean, it is what it is in that part. I know I took a lot of statistics and stuff next semester. But I'm serious, like, with the schools and stuff trying to reopen just so they can remain profitable and certain stuff. That's a L. If you can't even take control of venereal diseases, not saying that's the school's fault. College is a breeding ground for venereal diseases and all that stuff is preventative, but in a way, if people choose to do preventative measures. And that's the way, same thing with coronavirus. People know the risk, but, they just still going to do whatever they want to do, It's a L. It truly is a L, but at the same time, I don't feel like you should have to say that when people already know the risk associated with this and that. Because you have to think about it. 9 times out of 10, people know certain stuff, obviously has a health risk, but people going look a blind or they're just not gonna pay attention to it that much. Because I mean, at the same time, what's so different about this and that? I mean, I don't get it from a health perspective, but at the same time, healthcare people, stuff, professionals got to listen and deal with people who don't really do preventative measures. I mean, I guess that's a common issue, but at the same time, if you have to think about it, you shouldn't have to do a lot of stuff or reiterate to people why something is bad for them to get it. I feel like it should be just over. At minimum, it should just be over. Like, also, too, people talking about cancel college debt. You know they're not about to do that. I don't even know why we even going with that. We know they're not about to do that. Sincerely. But like on the real, like you paying money for certain stuff like services rendered or like pay them. Okay. I'm not a big fan of this AI controlled shark. They're trying to go out there and murk people. And then this stupid shit on the iced tea. But like, there meet certain costs too. Like also with the bills and certain stuff. Like you pay for medical care in college. But you're on student insurance and they charge you like what, $700. That's how much it costs, at least at my school. It's like a good $700 and certain stuff. They put that on your bill. You're paying for stuff, and then like the student health center, it's terrible. Like you might be waiting because a lot of people could be, you don't know what people are going in there to see. And honestly, I would really don't want to know, but at the same time, it's none of my business. Paying money for food and then certain stuff and at dorms and stuff like that. Let me put it this way: schools and stuff want to make as much money as they once were. I feel like everything after this is pretty much going to be operating at half capacity. People are getting tired of wearing masks, but in all honesty, I feel like people don't like being told what to do. They don't like having their way of life ended abruptly, and logistically we don't have stuff together. Like you can honestly tell people's like survival rates and certain stuff, especially if they contract coronavirus, like pre-existing conditions and certain stuff like that, and they have health challenges. You already know that they have 5 of the 6 like biggest challenges. Like you already have asthma. You already have, uncontrolled high blood pressure. You have a heart condition. You have, a bad liver or something like that. You definitely, your chances of survival and stuff like from this thing is pretty slim to none. You're gonna, even if you do get it, you're gonna have some pretty adverse effects. So with the whole thing, I think a lot of stuff was unhealthy in a way that people didn't have a healthy work-life balance if people getting laid off. So people can save money, or like I said, if certain people have like a lot of managers at restaurants and certain stuff, obviously wanting to scale back and save that money. It's a cost cutting, like, you know, measure. And the same thing like buffets, like Golden Corral. Golden Corral, there's nothing golden about Golden Corral. Golden Corral was nasty even before. Like, last time I went to Golden Corral was maybe like 7 years ago. Well, maybe not 7. Well, it would be 7 years ago. Because maybe past the I went there maybe one time in like, what, 4 years. And, you know, I mean, I don't care to go back. Nothing about Golden Corral was really that advertising, like, ooh, let me break my neck. So they go out of business or something go wrong with them, they have to shut a few places down. Hey, I'm not really tripping, because, I mean, it really don't cater to me anyway. The food ain't all that, being completely honest. I still think that people buy their awards. In terms of, like, people talking about best rated a buffalo wing or certain stuff, because Golden Corral was up there. Like, paying more money for certain stuff don't make sense, in my opinion. Like, poke your head up back out. Who's standing still would have got him. What? How? You know, I'm not even surprised by that. I outbuilt that dude, bro. And I know for sure I jumped on, bro. It don't even matter. New game it is, but like schools and certain stuff, it's just like, logistically, there is no way that, you know, even all this stuff, we didn't think this stuff was spread when it was spread, like February, around that time. A lot of people are mad about the lockdowns and certain stuff. I mean, I'm not really mad about the lockdown. I'm just mad about people boasting how the healthcare system was, you know, it was good. They want disparities in there or trying to deny it. But at the same time, the coronavirus already broke a broken healthcare system to begin with. You know, people didn't have, well, the coverage didn't cover, you know, their pre-existing conditions. Majority of the people didn't have healthcare insurance. You got so many things, people talking about Obamacare and Affordable Care Act. They didn't like Obama. I mean, Obama's not the worst president, but at the same time, he was pretty decent. I'll put it at that. But I mean, there's a few issues, I guess. But I don't know. Maybe not a few issues, but a few things that I guess that people probably knock him for. I mean, they got left. I ain't a full party before, then I'm out. Are you really going to sleep? Premium. I did not even do no 2C slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Hey, can't let this one slide. Hey. I know game studios and certain stuff, they had trouble releasing their games and certain stuff because working from home, how can you work at home? You know, you're a studio, you know, you work in an office. I'm not sure how they're doing it, but I'm pretty sure they got the technology. But there's a lot of games, man, and a lot of companies, or just companies in general, they're not doing what they need to do. The workplace morale is low. And when the morale is low, you know, it gets pretty bad. But I feel like when the morale is low, it's more so a structural and kind of, you know, it's a cycle. You know, if you had bad leadership and certain stuff like that, I mean, you can't expect with so much. I know people wonder if what you call it, like businesses and corporations are doing good. Talking about the tax cuts. I mean, the tax cuts. I mean, you had a business and stuff. Obviously, I would see why you would be in favor of tax cuts. Your bottom line. But I mean, my teacher's talking about how Trump has done some good stuff. I mean, sometimes you gotta agree to disagree with people. I mean, it is what it is. I don't try to sugarcoat, you know, anything or try to, I'm just not, you know, I'm not a Trump fan. I'm just not. And that has nothing to do with just what you call it. The immigration policy, it's not even have anything to do with, like, you know, the wall and stuff like that. It's about immigrants and certain stuff. You got their documentation. He trying to end their protected status. Like, nah. But definitely paying more for certain stuff, like, and back to, like, kind of like Trump. I mean, Trump's done a horrible job, man. That's all objective. Relatively speaking, I mean, I'm not going to try to sit up here and lie for anybody. I mean, lying for promotion and stuff like that, or people, that obviously is pretty bad. Move, dude. Move, pinhead. What the hell? This shit not working. Man. Alright. What? I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I think I did my best. Said I did get the drum gun. Said I did get a couple kills, but that was the L. And I tried to be a good teammate, so, I mean. One thing I do think about the election, though, I think the election is trash. I mean, the candidates, both of them trash. But the lesser two goods, but the greater good for the people, I guess. Anybody but Trump. (2020). Brazil reaches 1 million coronavirus cases while recording biggest single day case jump. So I guess they're going with that glow again. Jesus Christ. I'll wait to shoot up this gun after this game. Are you talking about the retail sales went up? But I mean, think about it. A lot of people talking about the pandemic unemployment stuff is bad. You know, people making more money than they have before. That is true, and then again, that's partly untrue. Cause you're making what, you know, $600 a week. I mean, that is pretty decent. I'm not gonna even try to say that isn't decent, cause it is decent. But that money is not, you know, it's not proof. Like, I can't be 100% sure that I'm not going to be in financial shambles with $600. Like, if let's say someone goes to make $600 like a week, and they have medical expenses or stuff like that before the coronavirus, all this different type of stuff, medical bills, you know, they ain't got no money. He out. Man. That was an L. I don't know who the hell chose that place if I was the guy. That was lag. I hate the sound of the charge shotgun. You know, some people don't think I got a mic and why I don't go to game chat. It's practically because, I mean, in a few ways, I have no problem interacting with people, like, on the game, but I mean, the average conversation, and I feel like you kind of cap yourself out. Just like, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of, you know, you gotta take a lot of stuff by certain stuff, like just being out, or for instance, you may go to certain stuff, you know, it's obvious certain stuff might cater to a different crowd. Like, you may go for a place for a burger, and then, you know, I know people obviously they gotta sell you on something. No, we're doing a challenge, pal. They're trying to sell you or upcharge, not upcharge you, but upsell you on a, you know, like, you may go for a burger, and then try to sell you alcoholic beverages. Like, no thank you. No thank you. That dude dead as a door now, bro. I'm gonna just leave. Out of respect to that dude. Oh yeah, they're checking people's waste now to detect the real numbers of coronavirus. Yeah, I just see. I be thinking about certain like stuff, like people talking about weight. I mean, yeah, definitely weight and stuff does fluctuate, but like even with like foods and certain stuff, like a lot of stuff is preventative, like diabetes and stuff like high blood pressure. But at the same time, you know,
trying to talk shit now.
no, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, you know, even the way, even like stuff you already know is preventative, like venereal diseases. You know, people don't want to listen, but hey, you know, certain stuff is preventative. People don't want to take the proper steps and stuff to reduce certain because they always got something like, or already they don't have the most good habits and stuff about the health. They want to be on the health stuff. It don't make any sense. Like, you know what? I don't even understand how somebody could be as stupid as saying like Dr. CB, you know, sell people a $700 product with no claims of anything. They're selling you something that really has no medical or any value. It's not even medicine. You know, someone talk about someone gets what you call it, AIDS or something like that. They don't get AIDS because of mucus. All disease is called because of mucus. Yeah. There's no way that a disease only has one pathway. Like, yeah. And that's scientifically proven, but, you know, we ain't gonna go. Because sometimes people really playing on people's stupidity and ignorance. And it really, you know, at the same time, you got people believing and people, you know, they go hard for people so hard. They don't even buy his product and think that, you know, Nipsey got killed because he was doing the documentary. Nah. I definitely say wellness and stuff is a huge part whether you live or not, definitely. But like, nobody should have to tell you that eating fruits and vegetables and putting down what you call it, fried foods is gonna help you live longer. That's not even 100% necessarily true, but at the same time, you think about preventative stuff. The stuff that you know can easily be controlled, people not gonna do. Like, you know, if I eat, like, for instance, you go to KFC and you get like a two-piece dinner, $5 fill-up, you know that thing has already a day's worth of sodium. I gotta store my kill. Alright, pick me up, guys. Alright, GG. But like, definitely, like health and wellness. Honestly, there's a lot of stuff that even I have to even question why people are in the business of selling certain stuff. Like, what's the new thing? Oh yeah, there's so many fads and stuff that went by the wayside, bro. Like, it just like literally the wayside. That's funny. Like, right side smoothies, bro. There's always some new health kick or fad or MLM that's going on that, you know, it goes by like way so fast. Like, you know, people invest a lot of money. You know, they lose a majority of their, you know, savings, whatever they have saved up, believing in a company can get them to the next level, what they think their passion is, health and wellness. But I feel like even a new thing, especially even just sales or retail, when you're more concerned about numbers and actually believing in your own product. Some of these people know their product is a, you know, piece of crap. It doesn't matter. They might in their heart know that, you know, what they're selling is, you know, trash. But they trying to make money. You know, some people talk about they gotta make a living. I don't really feel sorry for certain stuff. Like if you work with DirecTV and you're trying to sell me that your internet and certain stuff, your connection is not as bad as it is when it's a thunderstorm or rain. You can't even see anything. The thing is pixelated. I go to other people's house and have DirecTV or a barbershop or stuff like that. People have DirecTV, that mess would be cutting out, man. People be saying stuff, they don't even believe it themselves, but to make $1, shoot. People believe anything, man. Or it's just like, too, another problem I got. It's like, you know, if you don't form healthy relationships with stuff like good patterns, especially like sleep, or, you know, I guess in a sense, just food, or certain stuff like that. If you go eat stuff by convenience, then obviously your level of health is gonna be bad in a sense. Like just because someone looks healthy does not mean that they are healthy, and that's the point. But I'm still thinking about the level of ignorance, even by like, just by far. From everything that's happened from the coronavirus, black people can't get coronavirus. Well, coronavirus don't seem to be caring since the beginning. Whether you white, black, poor, rich, it don't matter. You getting coronavirus. It don't matter. 2020 is an L. Well, why does it have to be an L? We don't know that much about a disease. Just like, we know this is a different strain, but at the same time, the strain and stuff like, what you call it, coronavirus stuff is going to mutate. And I'm still thinking about, a lot of people talking about why the airports and stuff have to shut down, because it's a port of entry. It's a port of entry. Like, the real reason why you can't bring fruits and certain stuff like that into, you can't declare that type of stuff, because you could be introducing a bacteria and stuff that could hurt agriculture and certain stuff. It's not really even about, fruits and stuff like that. You can't introduce certain stuff into another climate where it's not even allowed to be at, basically. And also, too, it's probably because, too, people be drug trafficking, too. Especially with coconuts and stuff like that. Yeah, that's an L. Anytime somebody mentions drugs, like, stay away from it. Even people talking about weed and stuff like that. The United States, should it be legal? It's up for debate. I mean, should somebody be spending life with what you call it, having ounces of marijuana? Probably not. But at the same time, I feel like it should be decriminalized, and maybe it's not even really a minor offense. I think it should kind of be a minor offense, but otherwise, man, I stay away from it. It just depends. Because certain people who's not doing marijuana, you know, it's a full, people have full scale drug operations, and then they could be doing stuff like gun trafficking. Nope. Because drugs and like guns and stuff like that, you already know people try to create image. Nah. That's dumb. The thing about it is that, you know, a lot of countries and stuff are not playing like death by firing squad. That happens still. Like Philippines and stuff like that, they will shoot somebody dead. Death by firing squad. Even though it's not the United States, it's pretty much a death sentence. So, you know, stay away from stuff. But seriously, I seriously think that weed and stuff is not for everybody. It's just not. I've never done drugs. Don't want to have any association with drugs. Nope. It's not for everybody, bro. And it really isn't. Like, I really can't name anybody really successful doing what they need to do, relatively speaking, while using drugs. I mean, there may be a few outliers and stuff like that, but I like to be sharp and intact and sober, you know, like, what you call it, of right mind, you know. A lot of people think that spending money on certain stuff, like, I can't really name anybody. Like, if I'm being serious right now, like, I'm 110% being serious. Like, people in high school think they're so cool and stuff like that, you know. They be skipping class, smoking weed, and doing certain stuff. They're not doing anything. I hate to be the person to say that they're not really. The people you think got that going on, they just kind of don't. Like high school, all that stuff is dead, pretty much. Like, you know, putting on the outside show, and you know, that, I mean, that's something good. I've never been the type of person to, you know, a lot of people thinking I'm serious and mature. I mean, I'm not, I can't 100% say that I'm all that mature. I'm really not. At the same time, I mean, I'm serious about what you call getting stuff done. Like, especially in college, a lot of people think that I'm some type of serious dude, that I focus on my studies. And sometimes I really just don't care about going to school for me. Like, it just depends. Like, a lot of, like, you know, stuff, responsibility as a student. I know that sounds bad. I do my work and I get pretty decent grades. At the same time, I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff that I just don't see the point of, or, you know, in a sense, I feel like sometimes you could be lying to yourself if, like, 100%, if you 110% don't believe that in what you call it, doing what you need to do from a standpoint, not even wellness. God killed me doing all that fucking thing. No, not like that. But paying money for certain stuff, like especially school, and you know you already have like certain stuff, or certain challenges, like okay. Okay, if I'm sitting up here paying money for school and I'm not, like, I know I'm not doing what I need supposed to do, and I feel like a whole lot of people think I'm goody two shoes or something like that, or I just be too studious or studious, stuff like that. I mean, I can't 110% say I'm 110% studious, because I mean, sometimes I just don't care, or sometimes I feel like, honestly, I do try, but it's not 100% my best. I put it at that, and that's kind of honest. But at the same time, I mean, that's not a good thing, obviously. But I feel like from a wellness standpoint, especially at school, you know, the cafeteria and the food that you eat is horrible. It is horrible. You know, you got fried chicken, you got all this soul food type of stuff, mac and cheese, all these different type of foods. You got I don't think you should have to pay for certain stuff. If we had to be honest, like the student fees and stuff, I feel like are ridiculous. Like paying a certain amount of money for student fees. And then I'm still thinking about, like, from a school standpoint too, is that the meal plans, like the meals, or two, the college prices for dorm stuff. You might have to pay more money to be accommodated. I'm still thinking about also too, I looked at some of the stuff that schools and stuff have done. I know they cut a couple of their programs and certain stuff like that, or you know, college people to transfer and stuff like that. But I'll be pretty pissed if certain stuff I was like a junior or like, you know, a rising senior in the class that I took. Now I have to scramble for certain stuff. And, you know, another thing that's tacky, especially with schools, you know, you get your schedule and stuff, you ain't found out your bill. How much, you know, out like money they're going to give you. They're continue to even go there. I know the dumbest thing that I think ever happened to me, especially at my school. It's like I had outside money. I got a check. They reduced my aid and basically took the money. I said when I'm supposed to get like a financial aid or something like that, and that wasn't the case. Like paying money for something that you're supposed to get. And then at the same time, I understand they want to keep their money and certain stuff. We're going to just reduce your aid. They should have just told me that. But I'd rather have the people actually write the thing out to me instead of the school. Because, I mean, the next semester I had something happen where, you know, I had a check and certain stuff like that. And then somebody tried to act stupid, like actual employee thing. Somebody worked at what you call it. I forgot the name of the place. I'm about to go back there pretty soon, I'm pretty sure. I think I'm not about to do it. I mean, there's no point. The schools at this point should just be online only. You don't have the infrastructure. You know, you're not even thorough about what you call it, sanitizing structures. You know, a lot of places too, I realize, you know, older dorms and stuff like that, they can have asbestos in that. And that's a health, that's something that affects your health. Not too many places, but a lot of old places and dorms and stuff like that, old buildings that can have asbestos. That type of stuff, I mean, they realized that stuff was bad until like the 70s and stuff like that. And then, just paying a lot of money for certain stuff, man. Like a dorm deposit. To me, that don't make sense. Like paying money. $262. 105. Okay. I shoot somebody in the arm. It's still gonna be 105. Don't wanna give me no damage. It's still gonna be 262. But paying more money for certain stuff really just like, it don't make sense. It just don't. Like, okay, let's say a store and certain stuff like that is going through a tough time, or a business rather. You still gonna follow me. That's what I don't like, bro. People be groupies, bro. Like, you follow me where I'm going. He was the dumber that chose this place and then got mad and left. Come on, bro. One of these games, bruh, gets repetitive. Because by playing a game, you're pretty much playing the same, especially Fortnite.
Look, this guy lights up like the
Mom, I got a quick question. You still got that Domino's thing? That little, what you call it? The, Alfredo? Can you get that?
Right now?
Yeah.
Well, you going up there?
Me and Bray can go up there.
They're not open on.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, my bit with me and Bria. Yeah, and that's under and lightning. I can call them when I clean my thing. Y'all gonna go up there and get it?
Yeah.
Who? What you doing there?
That sauce was I mean, when Dad put the thing on there was better, but I mean, nah, I don't know. We should have put the 3.5 cups of the brown sugar.
Frank, the other dresses are left. You gonna take what I already told you? I didn't put on the other dresses as well. I don't know, but you sure you shop. You gonna take what you want to do? Don't like I want to go anywhere. That's alright. I don't put them on more. Cause you can real sleep over here, but I don't really. I'm sure he's hungry because he didn't really eat nothing, but I don't know. You want to take him up there?
Oh my God.